Everyone, hello, hello, hello. You are a midlife woman, or you might not be, but today, if you're listening to this, I'm calling out to my midlife ladies listening in, and you are ready to create a different kind of life. You have been doing for other people and successful in your endeavors, whether that be raising a family, taking care of aging parents, raising, launching kids, dealing with your own life, your own stuff, right? And here you are, and you're like, I did all that for exactly what, right? For why? Why have I been at this for so long? And if this is you, then I relate. And I was you at 40, and that is what prompted me to do the work that I do now. So if you're feeling a little like frazzled and you're like, there's so many things going on, and I have to be dead last because there's so many things in front of me in terms of importance, then it's so good you're here today. My name is Jen, I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, and I'm a transformational midlife revolution coach. What in the hell is that? You might ask. And today I'm going to try to answer it for you, except for that my chair keeps sinking. I clearly need to replace my chair. It's a little bit like a roller coaster ride. Like I feel like I'm at like the, you know what I'm saying, like an amusement park. Way less fun, by the way, but just saying. Here's why I do this. So in reaching out to, and then my friend helped me unravel this week. Someone that I know and respect deeply, I sent her a message and I was talking about some branding things and talking about this revolutionary idea. And she wrote back, and she didn't say this in any way to be negative, but she was like, Jen, I just think so many women are forest for the trees about this whole self-care, nurturing themselves, seeing themselves as important thing. And I was like, go. Like someone punched me in the gut. And I respect that. And I'm not saying that she is inaccurate. And I think in all my work that I've done, for those of you that are new today, this is not normally the way I open, but that's too bad. I don't care because I'm ready to go on vacation. So I've got not one, but both feet out the door already. So it's a miracle I'm actually here and functioning and forming sentences, if we're being completely honest, after the week that I've had. So I want to speak to that idea. And, you know, I have been working in the clinical field for over 20 years. So I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker. And for 20 of those years of my journey were really traditional psychotherapy practice hours. So probably like 15,000 hours or better across the couch from people doing psychotherapy. And then I went into coaching. Then I was hosting retreats and events for women. And the same thing sort of circles back, which is self-care, nurturing, how to love yourself, how to make yourself a priority. And so when I started thinking about midlife, I was 40 when I went through my own, big transformation, like realizing that something really felt off. I feel stuck, something's wrong. And I had to go in and create some kind of change. And it took me a really long time. It was like glacial. There was a million questions, a million worries. People were counting on me to do things in a business. It was really a tough transition. Like, let's just be honest. I wish I could say it was this seamless, easy lane change, but it wasn't. It was fraught with stress, struggle, lacking clarity, all sorts of pieces that were really, really painful. And so what I really devised was that I didn't want other women to have to wait that long to really uncover that it is so elemental in your journey that you protect, love, and honor yourself. And I've been teaching it for a gazillion years. I know it here, but like every other normal woman on the face of the planet, I can know it here and not know it here. And it took my own experience and like having this thing unfold to go, oh, okay, this is really hard. I have to reconfigure something. And I was really scared because I thought, what if I do this? And I have built a reputation. I have a successful practice. There's money coming in, right? People know me in the community. It was such a good setup. And you would think for all of that, it would be thrilling. And for a long time it was, by the way. It wasn't that I always hated it because I loved it for a million years. It was so good for me. So I am passionate about helping women understand that you do need to come first. And in our culture, in our last podcast, Sue and I were laughing, we batch record our podcast. We were talking about the conflicting messages, right? Don't get old. Don't be too young, right? Don't dye your hair, right? Like, don't lose weight, go have surgery. I mean, there's all these, right, conflicting messages in midlife about who we are and what our worth is. And it is a mess. It's a mess. The only reference that we really have for midlife in our culture is a crisis. And I'm just convinced that we get to choose how we show up to that. So, I mean, if somebody wants to show up and have a crisis, namaste. I prefer to not. I had my own existential crisis when I was in my private practice and lost my shit and freaked out and had to figure that all out. And there was no one to say anything to. There wasn't a person that I knew of. No, I could have probably gone to psychotherapy. I could have done some healing. And I did do some of those pieces together, trying to kind of cobble it together. But unless somebody's kind of gone through it, it is hard to feel like someone really gets it, right? And I'm like, I really want someone to understand this journey. And so when I went through it, I'm like, now I want other people to understand this journey. I want other women to know it's okay to put yourself first, to pick a path, a career, a decision that you need to make for your family, a decision you need to make for yourself. I recently had a woman tell me that she is going to be doing a trial for her mental health. And it means she's got to take time out of her career to her work. It's going to be a big deal. And she's worried a little bit. But I was talking with her about being so proud that she would be willing to carve that out for herself because that was her priority. That was her value speaking. And that's so important. And so to me, when I was thinking about this conversation, this friend and I were having back and forth a little bit about this, I was like, a revolution just means we go into a system and we break it down and we start again. That's what it means to me. And so from my perspective, this is what I'm most interested in doing, is going in and breaking down the systemic idea and narrative that we have that midlife is shit, that midlife is a crisis, that, we need to do things the way we've always done them. I'm going to tell you what. So true story, got myself in trouble. This is so great. One of my first jobs, professional jobs. I won't say where it was. I will at least not say where it was. But I did employment case management for people with mental health issues, severe persistent mentally ill people that were struggling with really significant mental health issues. Okay. And brilliant clients. And the owner of said company pushed us to make them work more hours, to make the company more money. And now I want you to understand, I had depressed clients that could barely slide off their couch. I mean, and I'm not being facetious when I say that. And it felt wholly unethical to go to my poor clients who I could barely summon up 15 hours a week, right? I was advocating for them. I'm talking to the people who work there. I'm helping them have this experience. We want them to be able to work if they can, right? But also understanding they've got limitations because sometimes it was really hard for them to do the things they needed to do. And I made a comment. This is so bad, but I'm totally going to admit it today because I'm talking about being a revolutionary. And we went to the Christmas party and this head owner, CEO, gets this really luxurious black leather rolly chair as a gift with like a plaque on the back. How awesome he is. And I'll never forget, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're telling me I have to go literally try to strong arm these poor people with mental health issues to work more hours, and you're getting gifted a leather fucking chair. I'm not making a lot of money. No one here's making a lot of money. And I'm being pressured to have these people. So I made a comment about it. I forgot what I even said. I commented on the fact that that felt really ishy to me. I got written up. I forget how he found out. He came to our office. By the way, someone got fired over all of the shenanigans. I'm not kidding you. And she was a brilliant fucking practitioner. I mean, with our clients, oh my God, mwah, like literally such a good personality for it. Love the work, like so talented, literally got fired. And it shook up the entire business that we were in. Like it literally just shook the core. And I don't regret one bit of that. I don't care that he was mad. Was it really professional? Probably not. Probably the better thing would have been to sit down and have a full-on conversation and say to him, no, I was new in the field and I was a new social worker and I was, scared to lose my job. Almost could have actually lost my job. But I will say this, I never regretted saying the truth. I don't care if I made him uncomfortable. I don't care if I pissed him off. I hope I actually slid into his head and at night he had to lay there and think about what I said. Because our entire office knew it was unethical and knew it was gross. And so that to me was a small step of sort of stepping into that revolutionary space. And so I think what I'm working on, take this for what this is worth, is speaking into the spaces where we think we have to live inside a box. And so when my friend said back to me, she's like, yeah, Jen, I don't know if that language matters. We're talking about language. For those of you that have been following me, I'm a language nerd. I'm like all about the wording because wording matters to me. And her thing was, I don't know if the wording matters because I don't know that women know how. And I thought, something is distinctly broken then. And to me, that's the stuff I want to speak into. In midlife, we get to decide what fits for us. In midlife, we get to decide the kind of life we want to live in the second half. To me, I don't want to see every single day from now until eternity as a shit heap. I don't want to look at it as depressing, sad, insignificant. Literally, one of my friends did a little comedy, a stand-up routine a little bit ago, really, really cool. She's super good. And she said, midlife women are invisible. She cracked a joke. And she was joking, and she's freaking phenomenal. She's so funny. It's so freaking smart. She said it. Midlife women are invisible. And I'm like, I just refuse to be invisible. And you don't have to see me at the outside of who I am and see anything other than whatever your perception of me is. But I do want to have a voice. And even if I'm invisible, I sure as hell want to know you're going to hear me. And I'm not going to do the second half of my life this quiet, mousy, making sure that I stay out of the way, play it small, be quiet. I've done some of that shit. I've tried pleasing everybody. I don't know if I know a woman that hasn't done this. I tried pleasing everybody. That shit the only thing it did was left me feeling bereft. Because in the process of pleasing everybody else, I totally lost pleasing myself or standing in who I really was, right? So for me, revolutionary work is about helping women harness their strength, their power, why they're here, creating the legacy that they want to leave, shifting into a place where they really, truly do learn to stand and respect and honor who they are. This month, I spoke about commitment. I was going to come in and talk about commitment and purpose and blah, blah, blah. You can go catch the vlog. I was like, you can go catch the vlog. I don't feel like speaking into this because this was more on my heart than talking about that, because you guys can go watch a vlog on that. But to me, this is real power. And so this is the work that I love to do, is helping women get really clear. The women that I work with, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're listening to me, please not one, say, hey, if you're listening, but two, even if you're catching the replay, two, I want to say the people that work with me are feisty. They mirror me for sure, at least a little bit. They're feisty, they're fiery, they're tired, they're burnt out. They know they're meant for something greater. They know they need to make a change. They're not sure how. They're probably scared like I was at 40. So my clients are into energy. They're into meditation. They're into like all of these right pieces that I love to put together. But I love the fire in a midlife woman. To me, that is what is so fun about midlife work, is those women are like, F this. Sometimes it took us so much to get to a space where I had put myself dead freaking last on my list for like 20 years, 30 years. I've been busy raising kids, owning a business, helping someone rise corporate ladder. Maybe it was me, maybe it was somebody else, maybe I was the freaking CEO. And all I know is somehow at the end of the day, it kind of feels like part of my soul's dead. And I'm kind of trapped under all of these things, right? These midlife things, empty nesting, aging parents, health issues, all the stuff. And we kind of get lost in it. And so to me, this is really about being transparent. It's about being transparent. It's about standing up for what you believe. It's standing for your values. It's letting your voice be heard. It's really kind of like, honestly, a little bit like demanding that you get heard. Like, I am tired of asking for permission. My clients are tired of asking for permission. They are tired of doing everything for everybody else. So I will tell you that one thing is, my heart broke when my friend said that, because I thought, we're still living in that. And as long as we're living in a space where women don't know that it's okay to honor, love, and respect themselves and commit their lives to themselves as well, particularly in midlife, you've done your stuff. My daughter's launched. I mean, she's still growing up. She's only 18. She's not a full adult yet, but she's launched. And I get the opportunity right now to reconfigure and redefine my journey the way that suits me best. Because for the most part, I did my job. Now I will always be her mom, and I will always be working at that. And I will always want to be the kind of role model that will help her rise up sooner, faster, in a more profound way than I did. I hope Chloe rocks the world in a way that I never could. That's what I hope. I hope that for all of our young women. And so to me, this is my forward, my vision. I'm pointing here to my intuitive space. That's my vision, is crafting a space where young women know sooner that it is okay to love, honor, and respect yourself, to stand in your power, to speak your truth. It's scary as hell. All the things that I teach are things that I have to practice. I don't teach anyone something like a guru. It doesn't matter how much experience, expertise, all that. I mean, I'm grateful to be an expert in some things, but that's not what it's about. It's just like, let's just be freaking real about what's going on here, right? Let's just be real about what's going on here. And let's hold space, because she can make a bigger difference than I could. And each generation after that can. And that to me is really living and coming from a place of wanting women to connect with that part of themselves, that fiery part. Maybe sometimes we feel like we kind of lost it. Like she's back there somewhere, but she might be like 18, 20, 22, where she still only had a kind of her fire. And then life happens and we get industrious, we get busy, and then we sort of forget because like we're so busy doing the nurturing and taking care of other things and other people, right? Sometimes we're busy taking care of other people's businesses, not just humans. And we go, what the fuck? I've done this for how many years? And I'm so unsatisfied. I did all this work, all this time, and I'm unsatisfied. Something's broken. And like I said, when my friend said that to me, I thought that's the thing that we need to fix. We need to fix that women understand that you're powerful, that you are important, that you bring something to the world nobody else can bring, and that it's your time to make a decision how you want to show up in midlife. And I'm just not going to be a statistic. I'm super sorry. I just refuse. It's kind of one of my saucy pieces. Like, no. And it doesn't mean I have to like behave like I'm 20, right? Dress like I'm 22. It doesn't mean any of that, but it doesn't matter what I dress like. To me, power is something that you carry inside you. It isn't what you look like. But I'm just saying it doesn't have to come down to that. But my power is in speaking the truth. And my power is setting boundaries and taking care of myself, honoring myself, and doing the hard work. And not just going with the status quo because that's what someone said, because I don't roll that way. And I haven't ever. And in particular, in my midlife, I have told that shit that has no space here. So that's really what I love helping women do. And so if you're listening here, I wanted to speak into the heart of that because it was such a profound conversation that even though it was one little sentence, I was like, oh, it's like, we have more work to do. And she's not wrong. But as long as we struggle with that, we've got work to do. And so to me, we're getting down to work. That's what this is. And a midlife revolution coach helps a woman just get really clear. Why is she here? What is she doing? Where is she going? Where was she stuck? She's probably got stuck points. We all do. We got to go and we got to take care of that, right? Get you all kind of like unlearning the shit you thought you knew to relearn and make space for something different and better. And that's really what I love doing. So I just want to talk about what is even a revolution, and this really beautiful conversation that I had with a friend that was completely off the cuff and wasn't where I was planning to talk to at all today. I was like, nah, blah, blah, blah. Like I got this idea. I was like, no. So I just want you to sit with that. And I want you to give yourself a minute to reflect on how are you feeling about your journey? Are you really satisfied? Are you really honoring and committing time and energy to yourself? Because I'm going to tell you, my friend was a really great reminder that I sometimes have been doing this long enough that I forget and take for granted that women are doing this work. Because you might not be yet. And you might be the very beginning stages of kind of going, gosh, I feel kind of unsatisfied and not sure what's happening, why I'm unhappy. And I've got all these things. I've got this family, this home, this husband, this wife, this whatever it is. I've got all the things and the picket fence. And why the hell am I still feeling like something's wrong? There are bigger things at play. And one of the things that I think is really important is we can kind of pick one item in our journey and go, oh, it must be this, must be my marriage. Oh, it must be my job. Must be that I'm sad that my parents are aging. Must be that I'm empty nesting. And the truth is that there can be a whole series of things going underneath of that that's messaging and belief system that you have that is actually really anchoring you in place. It's like a boat trying to take off, but the anchor's like, you're like revving the engine and the anchor's dragging through the ocean floor, right? That's kind of what we're like sometimes. Until we take a look at that anchor, until we take a look, we pull it up and we take a look at all the stuff that's attached to it, we're likely not gonna be able to leave it behind. So give yourself credit that you're a complex being, actually, right? This is that psychotherapy history talking. You're a complex being, we all are. You are made up of layers, you heal in layers, and you are also sometimes covered in layers of life. So I just want to come in today. I was like, this whole revolution thing it's the thing for me. And I love this word. I know one of my friends, I was talking to her, she's like, she hates this word. I love this word. But I totally respect where she's coming from. To me, this word has a lot of energy, has a lot of fire. And to me, revolution happens all the time when a group of people decide to do something differently. And that's really what I'm passionate about doing. It's not just one. It might be one woman at a time. It might be one woman at a time, but that's what I'm passionate about doing, is helping us completely shift gears, move out of the place that we think we know, the place that we've kind of anchored into midlife, the place that we've anchored in as a woman, what my roles are, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate, what's supposed to make me happy. Because that's a lie too. That's a lie too. Because what's supposed to make somebody happy might not make you happy at all. And I really want to invite you to think about that. What is bringing me true joy? Where am I at in this stage of my life? Am I satisfied? Is there more? Am I longing for something different than where I'm sitting right now? And that's how you know it's time to make a change. So listen, if any of those things apply, and if they don't, keep on trucking on, namaste. If they do, and you're like, that's awesome, I don't know where the hell to begin, I'm going to invite you to do something with me. In a couple of weeks, the last week of March and the first week of April, we are hosting an event. I have put together 8 experts that are coming in to speak to you about the layers of life, the layers of what you're made up of, the layers of things you're experiencing, to give you a springboard to help clean off the anchor, the stuff that's hanging, all the barnacles and the shit that we don't need, right? Seaweed. They're going to come in and speak into the various areas of midlife to help get you launched into being a revolutionary. And so I would love to have you come share space with us. It's called Redefining Midlife Mastery Course. And it is a 10-day event. And each and every day you'll get a little video that'll probably be between half an hour and an hour. You get to listen to that, and you get to listen to that at your leisure, right? So we were safe with tech. We were like, let's record it in advance so that all of a sudden Zoom doesn't shut down and we have people from the UK coming in and teaching you. We didn't want to have tech problems and issues. So you'll get a video each day on a different subject every single day. On every Friday of that day, you will have a panel to come into. It'll be 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be going in around lunchtime. Hopefully you can kind of take your lunch break, come sit with us and ask the experts of that week questions in person. So we'll be doing a Zoom call for that. I'm just going to tell you, I know I'm biased. I know I'm biased when I say this, but these women that are coming in to teach you are literally phenomenal. They are experts in their own right, in their own fields. They have been at their craft for years and years and years. They are passionate about it. They love it, and they teach to it so well. So I just know if you're looking to start having this kind of pivotal experience in midlife and you're like, I just think I need something different, I'm not sure what the hell that is, come join us to learn what that might be. You're going to walk away for sure having had some novel experiences where you're like, I hadn't thought of that way. I hadn't seen it that way. I could try that. I'm going to practice that, right? You're going to get some freebies from them as well, and a Facebook community where you get to come in, get to know the other women, and you have connection with the speakers and the experts there as well. So if you're ready, let's take that journey together. I'm really super stoked about it. I cannot wait. I was just like reaching out to all my ladies today to make sure we're all kind of like in communication as we're getting ready to do this big event. I'm really stoked. And I think that you're going to have a really brilliant experience. So I invite you to go check that out. You can go to laughinglotuswellness.com/midlife. So it's laughinglotuswellness.com/midlife. And right there is details. And check it out. So I would love to have you come join us to start creating that revolution as a community, because it's really, to me, that's what I'm building. It isn't just clients, which is awesome. It's community. It's a deep sense of connection to other people doing the same work that we're doing. To me, I have a midlife community on Facebook. That's what they're doing. They're connecting to each other because they're having a shared experience. It doesn't have to be the same exact one, and yet they all have deep compassion and love and honor each other. So that's what I'm trying to build, is that platform for women to start having that voice again, to remember to love themselves and to continue to craft and redefine themselves and their lives as much and as often as they need to. They don't need me to give them permission, but I'm giving them permission. That's what's really fun. So I invite you to take a leap, take a step with us, right? Maybe you're needing something different. I know I did, and I didn't know who to talk to about that. There was nobody to say, hey, you know what? I'm really struggling and suffering right now. There's my boy. Where are you going, bud? I didn't have anybody. There was nobody going through what I was going through. And so that is kind of my commitment, is trying to be there for women in a way to help them figure out exactly where they need to go at this juncture in their lives. So until next time, my friends, I'll be off next week. I'm heading to Utah. I'm on vacation. I'm super excited. I've got, like I said, not one, but both feet in another state right now already. Super excited about that. So I will be out of the office next week, so to speak. I will be back the following week, but I'm sending you blessings, love, and light, and supporting you on your rise to that midlife revolution so that you can continue to craft and redefine who you are, what you stand for, and create an incredible legacy in the life that you want to leave. Take care, everybody. We will see you next time.